Hey, what's up everybody? This is Beast for Build. I'm Chris. We are starting a new series with working on the Camaro, and we're in a little bit of a different location today. We're in the studio where we edit a lot of the videos that you guys see. This is my PC setup, and I got a laptop that I use when I'm on the road too. But all that stuff aside, we're starting with the new Camaro. So if you guys remember the end of the road trip, we bought the Camaro, we drove it home, we pretty much thrashed it, and now it's time to kind of decide what I want to do with the Camaro. So I wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys a little bit of what you can do digitally to basically create the car that you want, and then you can kind of catalog the list of parts that you might need, or some shortcuts. Like I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to keep the front bumper on it or do I want to take it off? Well, I could show you guys how to do that digitally. Saves a lot of time. Things like wheel selection, show you how to grab a different set of wheels and throw them on there, and other stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into my computer screen and I'm going to bust out Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, there's other things like there's a piece of software called GIMP that you can get. It's free online. Works on Macs and PCs. And they have all the basic same set of tools that you can use to do this same type of stuff. So we're going to jump into the computer, and I'm going to walk you guys through kind of how you can, I guess, basically like dream up a build for yourself. And this is fun to do with cars that you don't have, cars you're thinking about getting, or maybe cars that you bought and you're not exactly sure how you want to style them or how you want to progress your build. So check it out. Alright, I got you guys on my screen. What I'm going to start doing is grabbing stock photos that I can find by using Google Images to find the photo I want to start with. So I found a photo that I wanted to start with, and then I'm finding other cars that either have parts or other things that I want to use, and I'm throwing them in the subsequent layers on the right. Right now what I'm doing is I'm blacking out the wheels. Sometimes that can help just keep perspective on the car and not get you distracted too much. The next thing I wanted to do was play around with different mirrors. The mirrors I have on the car right now I don't really like, and they don't work very well. They're extremely hard for driving at night. So I found a high-res photo of a new 2013 Camaro. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this Camaro mirror out and resize it. And here I'm trying to get the angle of the car right, so the mirror ends up with the right angle as well. Next thing, my car does not have windshield wipers, so I'm going to remove the windshield wipers from this photo. I'm going to do a couple of these things just quick and dirty so I can move on. So some of this stuff didn't work out really well, but it's worth it to just do it and then come back later and touch it up. So the way you can do this, a lot of it is use a wand tool to go around the area that you want to affect, and then you use the stamp tool to grab other things that you think grab other things that match the area, and use the stamp tool to blend them in. I also use the smudge tool a lot to push and pull the same colors around. So here I'm removing the old mirror, throwing a little bit of body lines back in, sharpening up some body lines. Just a smudge tool again to get that shadow right, and I'm filling in some window, and then that window doesn't really look right because it's supposed to dive down more, so I'm fixing that up. My car had the side driving lights in a different location, so I just went ahead and did a delete on those. I think it'll look better. Threw the Camaro mirror in there. I played around with keeping a shadow on here and just decided I didn't really like the look of the shadow. Light angles can be hard when you take from another car and add it to a new car, so I took that from the newer Camaro and put it on this Camaro, and when the light angles aren't right, the shadows aren't going to be right as well. So now this guy, the Camaro, the original car that I started with, had these really weird chrome hood vents that just looks terrible. So I'm doing a delete on those. I'm just grabbing the area using the gradient tool
and it's not perfect, but like I said, on a lot of the stuff I'm just doing it and getting it done, and then I could always come back and touch it up more later. So here I'm trying to lower it by adding some of the grass background and cutting this off a little bit, and then I'm zooming out and getting perspective on it again and saying, okay, that, you know what, that looks a little bit high. Trying to grab the original body line that my hood is going to have and using that. The chrome from that hood part left some reflections, so I'm also going in there and cleaning up the reflections. Now, the hood ended up looking a little bit rough, but this is just to gain perspective, so, and for that use it came out alright. I think I had some stickers in the window, so I went ahead and did delete on those. The next thing I'm going to do is, I don't have this style front bumper. This is a 69 front bumper, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to run a chrome front bumper at all. So one of the things I like to start doing if I want to do a delete is just black it out first and start to look. If you completely black something out and you backfill it with black, your eyes will kind of fill in with what they want to see, and then you can take a step back and look at it and see how you like it. When I decided, okay, I didn't like the bumper, I went to a donor car and grabbed this one and started playing with it and placing it. One trick here that I had to go backwards is remember to desaturate. If you're working on a black and white car, desaturate before you pull it in. I believe it's Control-Shift-U in Photoshop. Desaturating it means it takes all the color out of it, and with this car it's very much black and white, so that was a good thing to do. Here I'm just, after the brightness and contrast changes, sometimes you get these really high contrasty mirror-y things, and now this bumper came from a car that had a gloss coat finish, and that's why I have this really bright spot here, and I struggled with a long time to try and get this to look decent. A little bit later on, I even go back and when I take a second look at it, I realize that there's some rocks shining off of the bottom of this bumper piece, and so I dole those out as well. So the next thing I wanted to do was look at the chrome trim pieces on the windows. Now, if you notice, the windshield doesn't have any chrome trim pieces on it. That's not standard. Normally there's chrome around the windshield. So since there's no chrome around the windshield, that got me thinking, what if I blacked out the chrome around the windows and blacked out the rear bumper? So what I'm doing here is I put a layer of black over only the chrome spots, and then I lower the opacity, and that helps it look right. The next thing I wanted to do is this grill. Now this is what this guy had is a stock 69 look, or from what I've seen is a 69 look with the flip door headlights. I would like to do, I think it looks a little bit more mean and a little bit more sinister if you actually just remove the flip door part of it, so it doesn't look like it's three separate pieces. It looks like it's one solid piece all the way across. So what I'm doing is I'm preparing to extend those grill pieces over to both the sides to cover up where the headlights, to cover the headlights basically. And this is going in and doing what I was saying, where I'm doling out the reflection of the rocks from the other image, because this car is going to be matte black. It won't have a mirrored reflection. So I'm going in and I'm moving the grill and I'm extending the grill to fill the full front bumper. This is the plan that I want to do on my car, so I just want to see how it looks. going in and removing some light parts from that. So I really like the idea of a really dark black grille in there. He has some racing seats with some orange, so I just went in there and wanted to remove those things. Those little orange things, they were a little bit distracting. So what I did was I put my chrome pieces in a layer group as well, so I can shut those chrome pieces on and off if I want to, just by hiding and showing layers. So the next thing I wanted to do is wheels. Now I have a set of BRZ wheels that came on my BRZ, and I wanted to see how they would look on this car. It'll save me about $1,000 from buying a wheel and tire set if I could just throw the BRZ wheels on there. It might be just a temporary thing to use, but I really was interested to see how they would look, and then I can always replace them later, but it's better to save money in the beginning if we can. So I had a donor car that had very high resolution, so I brought in the front and the rear wheel. I put them in a layer group of their own, desaturated both of them, and there's a lot of different ways of going about wheels and tires, different people say, but what I'm doing here is I'm gonna cut just the rim out, so I'm gonna place the rim over the other rim. One thing that this gives me is I won't accidentally use super large rims. What happens a lot when people do conceptual artwork is they put basically a 24 or sometimes a 28-inch looking rim on a car that absolutely cannot ever handle one. So if I match my rim size, I know my rims are no larger than the other guy's rims on the other image, which are probably between 16 and 17. These rims are actually 17 inches, but I know I'll be safe. You don't want to accidentally put a 21-inch rim on the back and make it'll look great, and that's the problem, is it will look great and you want it to look that way, but that won't be how it looks realistically when it comes out. So here I'm just playing with some color combinations of how to lighten them and darken them, and do I want black rims, or do I want the kind of stock metallic look? And there we have it. I am done. I think I did all the mods on the car that I wanted to, so here I'm flipping between the layers to show you guys. Basically, I was just removing a lot of chrome from the other car and putting some of my own special touches on it. And here is a final rendering at full resolution for you.
What? Wasn't that fun? It's my first doing a digital video for you guys. I'm quite computer savvy, I'm a little tech savvy, so if you guys got any tech questions about how to do this stuff, I'm more than happy to make more videos like this. I'm half tempted to do some more, conceptual videos just for fun on the side. If you guys are interested, check out this artist. His name is Kazel Salim. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. He's this artist from the UK. He works for a video game development company now. He is one of the best conceptual car artists I've ever seen in my life. I'll throw a link in the video or somewhere so you guys can find some of his work. He's a really inspiring dude, and it's pretty cool to watch what he can do. It's like this but on crack, and he can do it so fast. It's really amazing. This whole video took me about an hour, but it's gonna save me a ton of time in the build process of trying to figure out which parts I want to order and what things I want to do to the car and where to go from here. So now I got a really good blueprint on how to do that. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited for this Camaro project. I'm super stoked. I mean, if I end up with a car that looks like this, I'm gonna be just so happy. So this is the first video, and it's just a really cool way to kick this off. Stay tuned for more videos of how I'm gonna actually turn this into reality, and please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks guys, peace.